I'm Ella, and I'm dramatic and problematic.
She's a Mona Lisa.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. So today's a doozy. It's my first video in my new place. I just moved. I think there might be still a couple videos from my old place, just that I've been working on, but from now on, new set. It's just a white background now. I might like add some stuff. I don't know. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna decorate. Oh my god, I feel like such a like crackhead. Like I have like roommates now that don't know me. Well, just one roommate right now. And like if she hears me just like talking to myself, like oh my god, I feel so like cringe. But today I'm gonna be reading some of my old Harry Potter fanfiction. We're just gonna read chapter 1. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with all of my videos and live streams. Now let's get into it. Chapter 1. Normal wasn't a word used to describe my family. Even in the wizarding community, we didn't live normal lives. After all, my parents were professors at Hogwarts. I couldn't quite put my finger on why, but I didn't like being left alone in the Malfoy manor. I shouldn't have felt like that. It'd always been like a second home to me. Every summer I spent my vacation there, given my parents were already at Hogwarts. A big sigh left my lips as I slumped onto an emerald couch. It was hard to believe Hogwarts was so close. After all, it felt as if just the day prior I had received my letter. I remember the day so clearly, how Mother excitedly hugged me, the special brunch she had prepared. Even my father, who most of the time seemed to have little to no emotion, seemed enthusiastic. I also remember going to the Malfoys. How me and Draco squealed over our acceptance letters. Since then, the days had flown by. I laid on the couch staring at the ceiling when I sensed another presence in the room. Quickly sitting up, I discovered Draco approaching me. A mischievous smile tugged at his lips. The boy had his platinum hair slicked back with gel. That was probably the cause of his delay. He was as pale and slender as ever as he took a seat on the couch. There we go. It was a Draco fanfic. But it starts in first year, so it's like literally all 7 years, and it's like, fuck, there's no Voldemort either. It's like, this is like my headcanon, where like, I love stories like Harry Potter and all of that in Hunger Games, but like, or It, for example. I'm like such a big fan of It, but I don't need a scary clown, thank you. No! I like it with fluff and just teenage drama. Took you long enough, princess. Guess you had to take the time to make your hair look pretty. I can't do a British accent, so I'm not even gonna try it. But that's the character. That's the insert. I teased him, resisting the urge to mess with his hair. His face dropped as soon as he heard me. Draco hated that nickname. I threw my head back. So anyway, you looking forward to Slytherin? His trademark smirk appeared on his lips. You say as if you're gonna make it, he teased. You're too nice for your own good. I blew a raspberry at him. Alright, princess, if you say so. Whatever, there's a lot of like narration. They go to the Leaky Cauldron and they're sitting there. Sissa, Draco, and the main character whose name we have not discovered yet. Narcissa wasn't very fond of the pub, but it had to do. She ordered a round of tea for us before we made our way to a table. As we were drinking our tea, an anxious-looking man with a purple turban on his head approached us. Hello, he began. Narcissa began to reach for her wand, clearly disturbed at the strange man. I'm gonna be your professor. I work with your parents. I nodded uncomfortably. Narcissa narrowed her eyes at him. She clutched her wand, waiting for him to say anything else. Can't tell you how pleased I am to meet you. I'm Professor Quirrell. Even though I really didn't want to talk to him, I decided to give him a chance. What sort of magic do you teach? Before any of us could say anything else, Lucius appeared. His presence didn't seem to sit well with Quirrell, who jumped away. Well, bye. He then scurried out of the pub. All of the Malfoys looked disgusted, and to be honest, I was sure I did too. Narcissa grabbed her purse, Her teacup was already empty. I can't believe that incompetent man is going to be teaching the children, she said to her husband. He's a professor? I tell you that Dumbledore is ruining Hogwarts. That's why I wanted Draco to go to Durmstrang. Narcissa gave her husband a harsh look before standing. Anyhow, you two need to get your uniforms. Just meet us back here, alright? We nodded as we walked towards the exit. On the way, we'd seen a couple shops. One of them was a second-hand broom shop, which as soon as we walked by, Draco began to blab about how he was going to coerce his parents into getting him a newer broom that he could bring to Hogwarts. Of course, he would have never gotten a broom at a second-hand shop. I simply rolled my eyes. It wasn't going to work. When we finally reached Madame Malkin's, he opened the door for me. Draco, I can already see the trouble you're going to get into, I said. Draco was about to respond when the bell of the shop rang and a boy walked in. Both our heads turned to look at him. He looked around our age. His build was very similar to Draco's, perhaps being a wee bit taller. He also had untidy jet black hair. What stood up the most was a big pair of round glasses. Hello, said Draco. Hogwarts? Yes, the boy answered. I offered him a small smile. Us too. My father's buying my books next door, and my mother's up the street looking at wands, said the young Malfoy. He had a bored, drawling voice. Then I'm gonna drag them off to look at racing brooms. I don't see why first years can't have their own. I think I'll bully father into getting me one, and I'll snuggle it somehow. Snuggle it? He's gonna snuggle it. Smuggle. Ah. I cannot speak English. Have you got your own broom? Draco went on. The boy smiled, mischief in his green eyes. Yes. Mischief managed. Oh fuck. Play Quidditch at all? Of course, said the boy again. Father says it's a crime if I'm not picked to play for my house. And I must say, I agree. Know what house you'll be in yet? Draco kept prying. Perhaps he would find a new friend. It was strange, we'd always been raised with the same people. The idea of making new friends was exciting, though I couldn't help but think Draco was going about it the wrong way. Not sure, really, the boy answered. Well, I was like gonna make my Draco voice, but it's not Draco. Well, no one really knows until they get there, do they? I intervened, not wanting the other boy to get too nervous. I know we'll be in Slytherin. Both our families have been. Imagine being in Hufflepuff. I think I'd leave, wouldn't you? Well, I reckon being Hufflepuff isn't that bad. Though I would rather Gryffindor or even Slytherin. The boy shrugged. His carefree attitude caused some envy within me. I wish I could not care, but alas, I did. A fair amount at that. Draco sighed. I really don't think they should let the others sort in, do you? They're just not the same. They've never been brought up to know our ways. Some of them have never even heard of Hogwarts until they get the letter. Imagine. I think they should keep it in the old wizarding families. I pinched my lips as I shook my head. Surely the boy had wizard parents since he knew about Quidditch, but this approach seemed wrong. What's your surname, anyway? Before he could answer, a woman came from the back. Madame Malkin, I reckoned. She was a squat, smiling witch dressed all in mauve. Hogwarts, dears? We nodded, and she took me to the back with her. It didn't take long for me to get fitted. Shortly after, Draco was taken to the back as well. That left me alone with the boy we just met. I looked him up and down, feeling my heavy gaze on him as he held his clammy hand out to me. Harry Potter. I looked at him for a few seconds, wondering where I had heard that name before. Finally shaking his hand, I answered. Cinnamon Snape. Oh my god, this is so cringe. Okay, well, that was chapter 1. It's not everything. I skipped some stuff that was boring because I didn't want to bore you guys, but I'm cringe AF. Oh, fuck. So yeah, if you like that and you want to see part 2, chapter 2, whatever, let me know in the comments down below and leave a like. And if you do want to see that, then subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep updated with all my videos. I hope you're having a fantabulous afternoon, day, or night, whatever time it is when you're watching this. I love you guys so much. Mwah!
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper.